Hey, it's Ashley at Homestead, and today I'm in our grow room, and we're going to be talking about bottom watering seed starts. Now, I discovered bottom watering a few years ago and have been loving it. It's so simple, it's great for the plants, and the biggest thing is it saves me time. So why bottom water? Well, number one, it's very gentle on plants and seeds. If you're watering from the top, you have to make sure that you're not gonna douse and dunk your seeds, right? So you want like a watering can or a sprayer or a mister or something that is going to make the water falling on them nice and gentle. Now, we don't have water in our seed starting room, so I don't have a nice spray mister on a hose. The easiest way for me to replicate that is through a squirt bottle, and although I do that for my germinating seeds to keep the soil nice and moist on top, it gets to be a lot of work, like all the time. No, thank you. So being able to just take a bucket and dump a bunch of water into a tray and have it absorb up through the soil that way is fantastic. It's also great for plants that really don't like to get their leaves wet, like tomatoes, right? They're more prone to getting like fungus and rot and that kind of thing. So this is great for those plants because they don't need to have their leaves get wet all the time. So they appreciate that. So you're like, okay, great. What is bottom watering? Bottom watering is basically putting water into a tray and then having your plants with like the holes either in their little cups or their cell flats or different things, then soak up that water through the bottom of the soil instead of watering from the top. So here's how you do it. We're gonna take a tray. Here I have a tray filled with a bunch of 4x4-inch planters here, and this has tomatoes in it. And I simply remove one of the planters, so I have a nice little hole here, and I take my bucket of water and I pour in water. Now I leave, maybe like a 3/4 of an inch of water in there, and then I put that tomato back in and I let it soak up. Now, I've gotten better over the years about figuring out the exact amount of water that I need to pour in for the plants to fully saturate. And then if I get that right, I'm done. But as you're experimenting, oftentimes I see people overwatering and then there's water left in the bottom of the tray. You don't want to leave that sitting there. Your soil's going to be too moist. There won't be a place for anything to drain. You could have like problems with plants damping off and things like that. So if you have a bunch of water still sitting there after 15-30 minutes, dump that off, and then your soil will be moist, your plants will be watered, but they'll still be able to drain, which is important. But over time, experiment with trying to get that balance right, and then your only step will be pouring some water into the tray and then walking away and being done. And guys, that is literally it. There's no mess, there's no water spraying. You just have your bucket of water, pour it in, let the soil soak it up, and you're good to go. So at the beginning, make sure you're jumping back to double check that everything has been soaked up. And then over time, you'll get that nice ratio down and you'll be good to go. If you have any questions about bottom watering, put them down in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And until next time.